Hello everyone. Let's move on to the next chapter as media access control. So basically media access control is one of the layers in data link layer. So data link layer has two layers such as data link control layer and media access control layer. So media access control layer will be used in multiple accessing purpose. That means it is used for broadcast communication. I mean to say, when nodes or stations are connected in a network that which are going to use a common link, then the common link we call it as a multi-point or a broadcast link that will be handled by this media access control layer. So it's not only possible with the layer to handle the multi-point. It also requires certain multi-access protocols in order to coordinate access to the link. So let us see which are the protocols will be used in the media access control layer. Okay, so as I said, media access control layer is mainly for the purpose of multi-access. Okay, so multi-access protocols are divided into three categories such as random access protocol, controlled access protocol and channelization protocol. So let us see each of these one by one. So under the random access protocol, okay, in random access or a contention method, so no station is superior to another station and none is assigned control over another. That means, as the name suggests, none of the stations are treated as a superior stations and no one is going to control each other. So it means that any station can do the transmission at any time in a random manner. But all these nodes or the station has to be abide by a certain procedures or the rules which is given by the protocol. What are the rules? What are the basic rules the station has to follow? Means first, before going for the transmission, each and every station has to check whether the medium is idle or busy. By making sure this, then only they can proceed with the transmission. Okay, but still after coming to know that the medium is idle also, there may be a chances of collisions. So these things will be discussed in the next coming classes. Okay, so let us come to the protocols which comes under the random access. So the very first protocol which comes under the random access is Aloha. Okay, so Aloha is the earliest random access method. That means it comes under the random access method, which was developed at the University of Hawaii in 1970s, and it was designed for radio wireless, but still it will be used in the shared medium also. So we do have two types of Aloha, such as pure Aloha and one more will be slotted Aloha. So the basic idea of Aloha protocol means, so the station or the sender is going to transmit the frames, complete frame the sender is going to transmit, and the sender will be waiting for the acknowledgement by starting the timer. If the sender doesn't get the acknowledgement, then the sender will think that the frame has been lost or destroyed, so the sender will be resending the frames will be resent. So this is what the basic concept. So but before doing these things, the sender has to see whether whether the link or a medium is idle or busy. How so the question will arise, how does any station will come to know that whether the link is free or busy? How they are going to how they'll analyze means, if assume station 1 is there, it wants to send the packet, then it will be checking whether it is going to receive a packet, that means frame, from any other devices. So as of now, if it doesn't receive any packet from any station, then it thinks that the medium is right now free, so I can proceed with the transmission. Like that it will analyze and then it will proceed with the transmission. But here the question is, if all the stations does in the same manner, if all stations are going to do in the same manner, then all will be transmitting the frames, then obviously the frames are going to collide each other. So that you can observe here. See here, the station 3, assume it might have started 10 minutes before only, so the frame is going to reach at the destination. Then afterwards station 4 has started. This is nothing but this is the timeline diagram where the frames are going to reach. Okay, so here then afterwards station 4 and again station 2 both are going to transmit at the same time with a little gap of millisecond, you can treat like that. So this is the where the collision has happened. That means at certain point of time the collision has occurred. So both the stations frames are going to destroy. Again, this is the worst situation where all the frames are destroyed. So why this is going to happen means each station will think that no other station is performing the transition like that. Okay, then then again and again they also go for the retransmission. So to avoid this retransmission, what we have to do is we are going to use two methods to avoid the collision and retransmission. So the first thing is we try to make the station to wait for a random amount of time. Okay, just we are going to include the concept of randomness. Then second thing is the second method is we are also going for the retransmission. Number of attempts we are going to fix for the retransmission. So by including these two concepts, we try to come across a formula or a method called it as back of time. That means how long a station has to wait before going for the retransmission. Okay, so the random number of time will be calculated by r is equal to 0 to 2 to the power of k minus 1, where k stands for number of attempts. So finally you will get a formula like this. TB is the back of time, r into TP. Okay, this is the same concept has been explained as included in this diagram. Okay, that means when k value is 0, that means in the still the retransmission attempt is not started. That means just it is going to send the frame. So send the frame, then it is going to wait. So 2 into TP, where TP stands for propagation time. That means the sender has sent the frame and it will be waiting for the acknowledgement. So it is double time the propagation time. Then if it receives the acknowledgement, then it understood that frame is successful. Assume it doesn't receive the acknowledgement, means the frame has discarded. Then what the sender has to do? The sender has to go for retransmission. So retransmission means k is equals to, then 0 plus 1 it will become. Then again has to be cross checked whether the k value is greater than the number of attempts. If it is not greater than, choose the r. R is nothing but it should be the value between 0 to 2 to the power of k minus 1. So any random number will be chosen between this range. Then that much time the sender has to wait before doing the retransmission. So everybody understood. Then vulnerable time. Vulnerable time is nothing but the length of the time in which there is a possibility of collision. According to this aloha, then the vulnerable time will be treated as 2 into TF. Okay, so then come to the throughput. So throughput for the pure aloha is S is equal to G into e to the power of minus 2G. That means where G stands for maximum number of frames that could be generated in a transmission of one frame. Okay, so just we are going to throughput here in the sense how many frames can be successfully transmitted when G value is something like 0.1, 0.2, half, 1, like that. Okay, that's all about the pure aloha concept. Next we'll go for the slotted aloha. Slotted aloha means in order to little bit increase the efficiency, we have gone for the slotted aloha, where we try to divide the time into slots. Slot durations will be the frame transmission time. Okay, as many slots you can have, but there is a there is a condition in this slotted aloha, means each and every station has to perform the transmission only in the beginning of the slot. If it misses the beginning of the slot, then it has to choose the next slot. So by including such kind of condition, collisions are going to avoided in the slotted aloha. So that the vulnerable time is also going to reduce in the slotted aloha, such as vulnerable time will become TF, and throughput will be same formula. So with the G value you can increase the throughput also. Okay, Thank you. I'll continue with the next video. We'll be discussing the CSMA concept.